Nightfall, no sound but the echo. War plans written in the shadow. They thought we stay, we let it go. Sometimes the strongest move is no. Emperor calling, sending the wave. March to the fire, act so brave. But losses stack, graves get paved. Can't win the war if you can't be saved. By you mind on a different level. Not every fight worth dancing with the devil. 3 commands, simple but clever. Leave it looking like it's now or never. Flag still high, don't take them down. 10 still up like we in town. Drums keep beating, steady sound. Whole army gone, but we still around. Echo, still around. They watching close, but they don't see. Illusion stronger than reality. Silence moving strategically. Victory ain't always visibly. Pull back clean under moonlight glow. No footprints left in the undertow. Morning comes, same old show. Enemy think we ain't let go. Days pass, slow down, creeping. Something off, they feel that wind. Scout walks in where we been. Empty camp, we ghost like sin. Drums still knock, how that beat. Heartbeat from a memory. Truth hidden in the scenery. War ain't just brutality. Ghost tied up, legs hit the skin. Rhythm playing like we still in. Struggle turned to discipline. Even chaos got a plan within. Yeah. Sometimes you win by walking away. Sometimes you live to fight another day. They hear the drums, but we don't stay. That's how you move when you think like truverack.
Netflix is officially transitioning from its testing phase to the major arena of digital advertising. According to recent reports, the company aims to increase its ad revenue from approximately $1.5 billion in 2025 to $3 billion by 2026. Although this appears to be a significant leap, some industry experts believe they could potentially hit $8 billion by 2030. To achieve this goal, Netflix is implementing a strategy they refer to as having no playbook. Rather than mimicking traditional television, they are keeping ad breaks brief, typically around 4 minutes per hour, to ensure viewer satisfaction. They are also leveraging their well-known recommendation data to assist advertisers in reaching the right audience and have developed their own internal ad tech platform to simplify the process of purchasing ad space on the service for brands. Recently, Apple has been making this exact move, as indicated by the data from Voronoi. For many years, Apple was primarily recognized as the iPhone company, but as users began to hold onto their devices for longer periods, that hardware focus started to feel somewhat limiting. Rather than panicking, Apple subtly redirected its main focus towards services. By the end of 2025, the shift became quite evident. Although the sleek hardware still appears impressive on the surface, the real expansion is occurring in areas that aren't tangible, such as Apple Music, iCloud, and the App Store. Reports indicate that while product sales have remained relatively stable or have seen slow growth, the services sector of the business has skyrocketed, evolving into a colossal $100 billion powerhouse. By making this pivot, Apple has successfully maintained its premium reputation while avoiding the pitfall of depending solely on the annual sale of new devices. They have effectively moved away from their previous hardware-only identity to emerge as a digital ecosystem that benefits from every interaction and gesture. Nvidia has been the leading force in the gaming industry for the past few decades, recognized for its powerful graphics cards that gamers utilize to create their ideal setups. However, as detailed in a report by Geeky Gadgets, the company is now skillfully shedding that old image. Although the GeForce brand remains intact, Nvidia is reallocating its most valuable assets, the top engineers, the largest chip supplies, and the latest technology, away from the living room and into expansive AI data centers. This situation exemplifies a strategic maneuver, as Nvidia leverages its status as a hardware pioneer to pursue a much larger opportunity. By early 2026, it became clear that the global demand for artificial intelligence was significantly more lucrative than the gaming sector. Rather than competing for a few $100s from individual gamers, they are now securing multi-billion-dollar contracts with tech giants and governments. While they haven't completely abandoned gaming, they have moved beyond it as their main identity, instead emerging as a crucial driver of the AI revolution. Even if the gaming market experiences ups and downs, Nvidia has already evolved into something far more powerful and essential. Consider the Cicada shell algorithm not merely as a mechanism to block harmful content, but as a system that discards outdated frameworks to stay ahead of deception. The main issue is that deepfakes are always changing, if we focus on combating the last deepfake we encountered, we will inevitably fail. Our algorithm emulates the cicada. It doesn't cling to a single truth model or one source of credibility. Instead, it regards every verified piece of information as a temporary shell. The system consistently constructs strong, verifiable data models for each specific news item. However, the instant any indication of manipulation or advanced forgery is identified in the ecosystem, the algorithm swiftly generates a new enhanced verification model, effectively discarding the previous database, the shell. This new model doesn't merely search for fakeness, but rather it soars with the new truth, incorporating decentralized proof protocols, such as cryptographic signatures, directly into the information ecosystem. By perpetually discarding yesterday's verification standards for a fresh, more robust skin, they make it exceedingly difficult for attackers to refine their deepfakes against a fixed target. The algorithm is in constant motion, leaving behind empty, ineffective shells for attackers to exploit, while the genuine information, and the verified new truth, is already secured in the next advanced model. In February 2026, the AI Incident Database brought attention to a notable increase in fraud involving deepfakes, particularly Incident 1256, in which AI-generated investment advertisements deceived 5,000 investors in Sweden out of 500 million SEK. Another politically sensitive case is Incident 1391, where deepfake footage of the defense and foreign ministers of Azerbaijan falsely asserted that a Belarusian aircraft had been downed, an obvious effort to incite a geopolitical conflict. This is how our Cicada shell algorithm would approach a simulation of Incident 1391. The simulation. 1. The ingestion, the golden shell. A video featuring the defense minister is shared on social media. The system is presently utilizing Model A, the current golden shell, to authenticate the footage. Model A looks for typical lip-sync discrepancies and metadata. 2. The detection, the crack in the shell. The deepfake is of high fidelity, which means it meets Model A's standard evaluations. Nevertheless, the algorithm's deep analysis unit identifies a semantic drift. The minister is making statements that conflict with encrypted diplomatic cables from just 10 minutes prior. It also recognizes a novel form of nerve twitch AI generation that Model A isn't designed to detect. 3. The stratagem, sloughing off. The algorithm understands that the golden shell, Model A, has become a burden. It is outdated. Rather than merely attempting to fix it, the system sheds it completely. 4. The flight, the new truth. The algorithm promptly creates Model B. This updated model employs a proof-of-origin protocol that necessitates a real-time, blockchain-verified cryptographic signature from the minister's genuine office. 5. The outcome. The deepfake remains in the old shell, Model A, which is now recognized worldwide as compromised. The authentic information takes off in the new secure Model B. The public is informed that any video lacking the Model B digital signature is a rejected fake shell. Imagine a model as a digital security guard stationed at a gate. This guard has a detailed manual that instructs him on what to look for to identify a fake ID. In your simulation, Model A represents that guard. His manual directs him to look for signs like blurry edges on the photo or errors in the text. As long as the fakes are of low quality, Model A performs flawlessly. The situation changes when a counterfeit appears that is so convincing it passes every criterion in Model A's manual. At this moment, the system realizes that the previous manual is ineffective because the rules have evolved. Rather than attempting to make notes in the margins of the outdated manual, the system discards it completely. This is the shedding phase. To develop Model B, the system creates an entirely new manual based on a different philosophy. Instead of the guard attempting to identify a fake, he now states that he won't examine the ID unless the individual can also present a live, digital receipt from the main office. Thus, a model is fundamentally the collection of rules the AI employs to make decisions. The change is not merely a minor adjustment, it represents a complete strategic overhaul. It transitions from searching for mistakes in a video to demanding a digital fingerprint that only the authentic minister possesses. Model A becomes an empty shell as it continues to engage in an outdated game that the attackers have already mastered, while Model B initiates a new game with rules that the attackers cannot yet navigate. Utilizing small language models alongside knowledge graphs is an excellent approach to automate the entire process. Imagine the knowledge graph as a vast, ever-evolving encyclopedia that updates with every real-world detail, such as what the minister just said 5 minutes ago and who was accompanying him. The small language model functions like a quick-witted assistant that is perpetually perusing that encyclopedia. Rather than requiring a person to manually establish the rules for Model B, the assistant identifies the discrepancy between the video and the encyclopedia, recognizing that Model A is flawed. It swiftly employs the information from the encyclopedia to create a new set of rules on the spot. It's akin to having a security system that can reconfigure its locks the moment it detects a new kind of crowbar. By leveraging these tools, the transition from the old shell to the new one occurs at breakneck speed. There's no need to wait for a software update. The system simply learns, adjusts, and modifies its defense strategy in real time because it has access to a trustworthy source of truth and a rapid processing method. This transforms the defense from a static barrier into a dynamic entity that outsmarts the counterfeit before it can even begin to spread.